Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome one, welcome all to SimSpeed TV. It is time once again for Dirt Night. I love Thursdays. It is the First Take Photography Ohio Open from Limaland Motorsports Park, part of the Oceanic Dirt Sim event Australian Sprintcar Championships for 2024. A very tight track here at Limaland Motorsports Park, and it always throws up some chaos and action in virtual sprint car racing. Been looking forward to this round for quite some time. Some of my favorite dirt broadcasts have happened right here in Ohio. It's me, Reese Gardner, here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. The man behind tonight's broadcast is Jay Kennedy, and he joins me in the commentary box now. Jay, I absolutely love Limaland. I think we both think have the same opinion about this place. It's just a great place to go to.
Yeah, it's always been really, really fun racing in this series. Since we've had it, or since we've run this series, it's always been entertaining. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how tonight plays out. Right in the middle of Ohio. It's a very, very cool track just on the outskirts of the township of Lima, hence why it's called Limaland. Makes sense, doesn't it? As you can see, it is very, very tight. But one of the cool things is it's banked the whole way around. The straights and the corners both banked.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy circuit, really. It's only about a third of a mile in length, less than 500 meters, but for its length, it's actually quite wide. So there's quite a bit of space for good racing around this place. But like a lot of ovals of this size, the banking really gets extreme right at the top of the corners. So I get the feeling with sprint cars being as downforce heavy as they are, you're going to be seeing drivers largely running the high line, at least early on. We might see some experimentation with the low line as the broadcast goes on. And another thing you got to think about right there on screen is the lower end of the track limits. You don't really have a white line, so to speak. You more have those white tires sticking up out of the dirt, which could destroy your car if you're not careful. In terms of the championship standings, Ethan Winter is still on top. He's had a fantastic, consistent, and fast season after 11 rounds with 2 drops now applied from now to the end of the season. Tim Ryan some 73 points back, with Harry Stewart not too far behind. The battle between Ryan and Stewart will continue on to the end of the season. Nathan Vanderwacker not too far behind either. The likes of Brady Baldwin and Darcy Wilson only separated by 1 point for 5th place, and further down we only have 5 points between Cole Ferguson and Kobe Noonan for 8th. I'll tell you what, Jay, it's tight wherever you look.
Yeah, take Ethan Winter away, who's had a really, really good season. The drop rounds have really closed everything back up. Remember, Vanderwacker missed a couple of rounds. Brady Baldwin missed a round. So those guys getting brought back in with the drop rounds really close up the championship. It's going to be really, really tight when we get into the championship finale in a couple of weeks. It's only 6 rounds left in the series race. It is flying by.
Yeah, absolutely is. It only feels like yesterday that we opened the season all the way back at Volusia Speedway Park. But, you know, I love this year-long competition here. And the format is pretty much the same as it's always been for just about every round of the season. We have 10-lap heats here with the top 4 from each heat advancing straight to the A main, the feature race at the end of the night. And we have the C and B mains for those who could not make it into the top 4 in the heats. Top 4 advancing sequentially from those. And then, of course, the top 8 in the A main will be decided by our good friend the spinning wheel ahead of the 40-lap feature for tonight.
The only difference we may see is the C main may drop off depending on how numbers go, but we will still have a very, very action-packed night. 28 drivers it looks like we've got for the night, so it's a very, very competitive field. Also, before we get into racing action, shout out to Liam, who is unfortunately an illness in the family, so he's having the night off. Hopefully we can take
Yeah, definitely. We send our regards to Liam and his family. Liam, of course, usually works race control for Oceanic Dirt Sim events, and he's the one who bears the brunt of the driver's ire when he hands out the penalties. Well, we'll focus on the drivers as there's a mere few moments remaining in the qualifying session, and at the moment it's looking like Tim Ryan is the one that's gotten the quick time. Not much of a surprise there, as Bilson sets the first of his laps to put himself in the top 10, and with that the checkered flag flies, and we have a grid decided for our heats. Remember, the drivers will be split up into their heats, but in terms of the quick time standings, this is your top 10. Tim Ryan gets the quick time for Limaland, with Ethan Winter a mere half a tenth behind. Darcy Wilson with a great qualifying performance up into 3rd place there. He'll get pole position for heat 3, and Joel Berkeley right up into the top 4 after making his recent return to ODSE competition.
Yeah, Brian, very, very quick there in this one, so very, very good result for him. But heat 1, as you said, about to get underway. Tim Ryan will start it at the front. Kobe Noonan alongside him. Jaden Russell, Trent Gosley on row number 2. Then Cameron De Bruin, Sean Stevens, and the last driver will be Nick Ryan. Brad Minchell's taking the role of race control tonight. Shout out to Brad for jumping in and taking the spot that not a single person wants to sit in.
Yeah, indeed. Big shout out indeed to Brad. Yeah. I know that I wouldn't want to, be in that position. It's certainly an unenviable task running events like this, but it is the reason that we are able to have such professionally organized events as this. And we'll see now, when the drivers pull away, just what they are contending with here at Limaland. Thanks to a little bit of practice being run and the 4-minute qualifying session, we do have a little bit of wear in the track at the moment. It does seem that not many drivers have run the high line just yet. They're sticking more to the I'd say the top of the middle. They're staying off the really extreme banking next to the wall.
And that'll probably be the case until we get closer to the mains later on in the night. You can see from this shot here, it does look like it's a fairly wide track, but when you're actually sitting out on the track, it feels a lot more narrow. I think the banking sort of does something to your mindset and makes it a little bit more claustrophobic, I guess. The banking draws you all in together.
Yeah, indeed it does. So that is the great dichotomy of racing at Limaland, because you have that extreme banking up the top, but it's really flat down the bottom, and you could even say it's negatively cambered, the circuit, way down at the bottom next to the tire bundles. You really got to be careful with where you place your car around a circuit like this. They are rolling though for their first of 2 formation laps. We usually let the formation laps go for the full 2 laps, and then for future heats and whatnot, we only have a single formation lap. So we'll see now whether or not Tim Ryan will be able to get the start that he needs here. Kobe Noonan and Jaden Russell, well, that's going to be a very interesting battle for second there. Trent Gosley looking for a good result after plenty of bad luck in the last few rounds of ODSE. Hopefully he'll be able to stay in the top 4 and have a run at the feature.
Everyone will be hoping they make that top 4 and get get themselves in as Tim Ryan gets a very, very good try to time it, but mistimed that, and does take advantage over Kobe Noonan. Not able to take a good run with Tim Ryan like a little bit.
Indeed, it looks like the battle between Russell and Noonan is breaking away as they make a slight bit of contact. I see Gosley and Sean Stevens now in the number 26 trying to have a run at it, but he's having trouble getting the car straightened up down low there. Gosley sticking to the high line to try and get some momentum up, but nearly gets cleaned up by Nick Ryan and Cameron De Bruin, who are occupying the last two positions in the field. Noonan and Russell are still running side by side through these corners. They're battling every chance they get at the moment, and there's a little bit of an incident further behind. Oh no, Gosley's been spun. Cameron De Bruin involved in that. Nick Ryan will be involved as well. It looks like Gosley is out of the heat, so it just continues a torrid season for the number 4.
Yeah, Gosley's had nothing but bad luck the whole way through, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Two 26s in this group, Stevens and Noonan, almost making contact. Just got to get this home now, because De Bruin is a fair way back. But if they trip over each other, Cam De Bruin could steal something here. And oh, right on cue, Jaden Russell.
Oh no, Jaden Russell spins, and that'll put him all the way down into 5th place. Oh, but yeah, Jaden Russell got saved at the last moment there by Kobe Noonan having his own spin. So Russell and Noonan, they'll continue their battle, but this time it'll be for the transfer spot.
Yeah, and they both look like they've got a little bit of damage as well to their cars, so this isn't going to be smooth sailing for these guys. They're going to have to work hard to get these positions. Jaden Russell has the advantage. He's got the position. One lap to go. Tim Ryan will come around and win, but the rest of the race, it's still up for grabs. That final transfer spot, Jaden Russell's got one hand on it.
Yeah, certainly has. Just needs to run across the line, and that will be the end of it for the first heat here at Limaland. A brilliant result. Sorry?
That had everything.
Yeah, it absolutely did. A lot of drama to start off the night, but Tim Ryan rose above it all to win by over 2 seconds over Sean Stevens, who had a fantastic run with Cameron De Bruin and Jaden Russell joining them to transfer straight through to the feature. Tim Ryan and Sean Stevens will enter the grid draw for the top 8 in the feature. Noonan, Ryan and Gosley will have to make further inroads later on in the night as we move on to Heat 2. Ethan Winter will start alongside Nathan Vanderwacker on the front row. Riley Bilson and Brady Baldwin on the second row. John Schultz and Corey Borden will start 5th and 6th. Last car will be Daniel Nickel for the Rutledge Brothers Racing Team. 7 cars taken to the start here, and should be a very competitive one. We have the championship leaders starting on pole, and Nathan Vanderwacker, Riley Bilson, Brady Baldwin, John Schultz, they've all won at the very least heats in ODSE competitions, so I'm looking forward to a highly competitive race.
Don't forget Vanderwacker raced in the World of Outlaws World Championship iRacing Series this year, so
yes.
Vanderwacker's got a lot of pace. Bilson has been competitive in everything he's driven this year, and Brady Baldwin, as you said, he's won races in this series. He's had poles, he's had everything except a consistent season.
Yeah, indeed. When he's had good results, they've been really good indeed. So we'll definitely be hoping for the same here at Limaland. It'll be a lovely bit of racing here to see who can come away with the transfer spot. You really get a sense with these aerial shots just how wide the track is. You can fit so many cars side by side here, but it'll only be too wide when you get up to racing speed as we do now. Winter leads the way as we make our way out of turn 2, and Vanderwacker already under pressure from Bilson and Baldwin.
Bilson goes straight to the inside. Can't quite make it work. Winter also trying the inside. Vanderwacker the extreme outside. Looks like he might make that work, alongside Baldwin, who's trying to make that outside work. It's the top four, broken a huge marginal lead.
Yeah, it's fair. Oh, no! Bilson catches the tyres on the inside of the turn. I mentioned those at the top of the show, and that's what happens when you hit them. The car just gets sent around. So Bilson now is going to have to fight his way up. He's got 2/10 to make up versus Brady Baldwin, and John Schultz has found himself in 3rd now.
Something happened to Baldwin while we were watching Wilson recover, may have done the same thing with Brady Baldwin, but now he's got pressure from behind from Riley Wilson. Both of these guys would be written down in pen for your qualifiers. They would be written in pencil. You'd think that they would be automatic qualifiers, but one of them won't make it through based on their pace.
Yeah, unless there's a problem for Winter, Van der Wacker or Schultz, but they only have 3.5 laps or so to sort that out here. Bilson's trying desperately to try and get back into the top 4. Baldwin doing his best to hold the outside line. He is running the cushion as hard as he possibly can, trying to maintain speed, but Bilson is starting to gain on him. This is going to be a tight fight to the end.
Yeah, very, very close between these two. White flag next time. I just went back and had a quick look as well. Baldwin actually spun.
Oh no! Contact! Riley Bilson goes up into Brady Baldwin, and our series organizer is out of the top 4. It's the last lap for our leader, Ethan Winter, who is unpressured and comes across the line to win Heat 2. Van der Wacker will finish second, and Baldwin will make it back into 4th place. It looks like Bilson redressed the position in the end there. Yeah, gave up the spot. That's some great sportsmanship that we've seen there from Riley Bilson. And John Schultz with a result he probably didn't expect. 3rd place in the end from 5th. That's a great one for the 78.
Yeah, he was just in the right place at the right time to get that position over Brady Baldwin when he had that spin. He spun when he was closing the gap down on Van der Wacker very, very quickly, so that's why he lost that time in the beginning. Brady Baldwin almost in the end getting through with Daniel Nickel.
Yeah, almost. It was very close indeed, and it's going to be just as close in Heat 3 here with Darcy Wilson and Zach Rattray-White on the front row, Brenton Hobson and Bradley Oldfield 3rd and 4th, and with Daniel Boyd and Nash Granger starting in 5th and 6th. Travis Parrott and the number 33 will be the last car starting on the grid here. Another competitive field here, Jay. I wouldn't be able to pick a clear winner out of any of these guys.
All 7 legitimate chances of getting through on this one, so this is going to be a very, very good heat to watch. Yeah, I don't know who to pick either.
This will certainly be a tough one to call. I'm sure they'll be very close, at least for the first couple of laps, and I'm wondering how hard they're going to end up racing each other. It'll be interesting to see. But we'll form up in just a couple of seconds time here and get ready for the start of the 3rd heat of the night. Darcy Wilson lines it up and powers out. We are away with the Vermilion car in hot pursuit as Zach Rattray-White almost moved into the lead there running the outside. Looks like Vermilion have got a good car up top, but he's starting to lose a bit of ground to Wilson now, who is sticking solidly to the inside, as is Brenton Hobson. Hobson battling with Oldfield for that 3rd place, but again, it looks like the top 4 look pretty safe for the moment. Can't count out Nash Granger, though. Remember, he... oh, hello. That was a bit of a spin there for Rattray-White.
Held on to it, though. He's only lost 1 spot. Too much time. In the end, Hobson's got a lot of pressure from behind from Granger, Parrott and Boyd, though, hasn't he? It's now 5 cars fighting over 2 positions. There's nothing between 3rd on that.
Yeah, this is going to be... this is going to be tense, because remember, you have to finish 4th to get straight into the feature. Otherwise, you have to work your way through the alphabet. All the drivers you see on screen won't want to have to do that. They want to save their energy for the 40 laps of racing in the feature to come. I'll tell you what, as this battle's been going on, Darcy Wilson is still sticking to the inside. I'm interested to see. He's one of the lowest running cars we've seen all night so far. He probably senses that, especially with the slickness that you're seeing up the top, maybe it's time to start moving down low. And I wonder when these drivers are going to get the memo. Brenton Hobson still holding on to 4th place as Nash Granger pressures him.
Yeah, Granger doing a great job of applying pressure. It's just in the background there. Daniel Boyd went for a huge slide job, but couldn't quite get it done on Travis Parrott. But yeah, Hobson's doing a great job of holding on to the position. White flag when they come to the line this time. Really hold on for 1 more lap.
That is the question. He's running a little bit higher than Nash Granger now, as there was almost a big slide job from Bradley Oldfield to try and get the win from Darcy Wilson, but it's not going to happen. Wilson is going to win this heat. Brenton Hobson does end up holding off at the 25 of Nash Granger for 4th position and a free spot into the feature. There are your full results. Rattray White ultimately finishing 3rd, but Granger, Parrott and Boyd will be seeing them again right after Heat 4 concludes. Speaking of Heat 4, it is one more 7-car grid with Joel Berkeley starting on pole. It's the 9 and the 99 on the front row as Aston Hurley starts 2nd. Harry Stewart starting in 3rd place. Didn't have as good of a qualifying as we'd usually expect from him, with Bailey Leeson, Rob Crawley, Hayden Vickers and Tristan Yelland starting also in this field. Now, of the drivers that we're seeing here, Berkeley and Stewart are the names that really jump out to me. Also Hayden Vickers starting out as 6th. He's shown some great pace in the past, but again, much like Trent Gosley, he's one of those drivers that shows great pace, but just never seems to be able to put a result together, often due to factors outside his control.
It's one of those drivers that seems to be in the wrong place, wrong time all the time, isn't he? Just never seems to have any good luck. It's always bad luck, but maybe tonight's a different story. It's going to be a very, very good race, though.
Indeed it will. Maybe Limaland will smile on Hayden Vickers tonight. Will it smile on Joel Berkeley as well as he gets the start done? Harry Stewart with a great jump. He was right on it. He accelerated at the same time as Berkeley did as there's contact in the back half of the field. Looks like it was Vickers and Crawley that came together. Crawley now running last as Harry Stewart pressures Joel Berkeley for the lead of the heat. There you see the dichotomy. You're slower down low, but you take the shorter line around the circuit. Take the longer line up top, but you carry more speed on the way out.
Yeah, and it usually matches up pretty close at the finish line where it's positioned, doesn't it? It's one of these tracks that has a relatively short run out of the corners to the start-finish line, but usually match up with where the pace is. Berkeley struggling to maintain that pace he's had, but the battle for 3rd and 4th is well and truly on, and Hayden Vickers isn't too far away in 5th.
Yeah, Aston Hurley versus Bailey Leeson, who almost cleaned up Joel Berkeley down low. He's trying desperately to hold on to the place. Vickers, as you said, is catching up, but will he be able to take advantage? We're already past the halfway point of the heat. Not that long to go.
At the back as well. See there side by side. Crawley and Yellen having a great fight, but unfortunately it's not for the transfer position into the A main. I think they cares. Oh, Tristo goes in for a big move and he's upside down.
Oh no, Tristan Yelland in the 23. He'll have to clear the way for everyone else there. It's okay, we'll see him again at some point tonight as... oh, that was a bit of a... Yeah, okay. Crawley not having the best of times either. It looks like he's retired from the heat as well. But it's the last lap now for Harry Stewart, who has managed to sneak ahead of Joel Berkeley when we got the race going. And he's going to hold on right to the end. Checkered flag for the number 11. Berkeley will finish in 2nd, with Bailey Leeson and Aston Hurley taking up our 3rd and 4th positions. Good on Aston to hold on to a position in the top 4, starting 2nd and falling back a little bit. Hayden Vickers wasn't too far behind, only about 0.6 of a second, and Crawley and Yelland were not able to make it to the end. That is the heats run and dusted, with now our move into the consolation, and it looks like we are going to have a single consolation tonight. No C and B mains. This is everyone who wasn't able to make it into the top 4 in the heats. Noonan and Bilson on the front row, with Granger and Vickers 3rd and 4th, Nick Ryan and Corey Borden on row 3. Travis Parrott and Rob Crawley are 7th and 8th, with Trent Gosley and Daniel Nicol rounding out the top 10. Daniel Boyd and Tristan Yelland are going to start 11th and 12th. And of course, Brad Minshall is on the grid, but he's not going to be taking part in the race. He has to handle race control duties. This is going to be a 15-lap race, and bit rare, Jay. We haven't had a single consolation race in an ODSE event in quite some time.
A little bit of a smaller field tonight means that we've just got the solo consolation. Still going to be top 4 progressing, but I think it makes it even more exciting, doesn't it? You've got so many drivers that could go through, and then to see so few spots open for so many big name drivers is going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, certainly is. 12 cars take to the start, and only a third of them will make it through. Those 4 cars at the front will be hoping that they can hold on to that position. But yeah, it's not often that we see the likes of Noonan and Bilson on a front row in an ODSE race. This will certainly be a fun one indeed. Have to make it around one more time, though, before we can get the green flag. Are there any other names that jump out to you, Jay, as potentially getting it done here?
Oh, Gosley's definitely one to watch.
Yeah.
He's going to be fighting for everything here, isn't he? So I think he's probably the main one to watch.
Yep, keep an eye on the number 4, who is starting down in 9th place. This will be an interesting consolation for sure. And the green flag flies. We are away. Noonan leads into the first turn. Very intense side-by-side between Hayden Vickers and Nash Granger, who bang wheels on the way into turn 3. We see that Nick Ryan is trying his best to take advantage of that, as is Travis Parrott. Trent Gosley hasn't made much headway, but Travis Parrott having a big issue there, losing 2 positions. That'll promote Gosley up into 7th. The job is almost half done for him.
Front 2. Oh, there's an issue there. Gosley's around.
Oh,
Corey
no!
Borden, we've put the curse on him. Corey Borden's also out, but Bilson and Noonan going at it. And Bilson's taken the lead from Noonan.
Good job from Riley Bilson, but it looks like Noonan's going to try and pressure him here. He's one of the drivers who's decided running down low is the way to go, but not much momentum there running the middle, so Bilson is going to secure the lead. Our attention will then turn to Nash Granger, who's holding off Nick Ryan in the number 7 there for that 4th spot. And remember, they're catching up to Hayden Vickers as well. This could end up being a 3-way battle for 3rd, as it seems like Bilson's checking out now.
Yeah, Bilson's starting to check out from Kobe Noonan, who just hasn't been able to match him in regards to pace over the race distance. Nick Ryan actually starting to feel some pressure from behind from Crawley now too. As up the inside he goes. Is he going to get the slide job done? I don't think he will. Maybe.
It's always tough, isn't it? At a track with such short straights and wide corners, you throw the slide job and it's so difficult to try and gather the car up for a better exit. It just seems every opportunity he gets, he's just not able to secure it. And that's only bringing Crawley right into this.
Yeah, Crawley's there ready to pounce, and you feel like this could end in tears. Just how close. It's great to see them racing close, but you just have a sense that something's going to happen here, something's going to explode. Ryan's finally got the job done, but I don't think it's over.
No, not over by any stretch. We still have 6 laps to go. That's 6 more laps for Nick Ryan to really hold on to this one, as Crawley and Granger will find themselves side by side now. Crawley with some great runs down the bottom, but Nash Granger keeping the number 25 solid up top, diving low now to try and get it done here on Nick Ryan, who will go straight through the middle of Granger and Crawley.
You saw there too when we went to the overhead that Crawley had a big moment at the exit of turn 1 on that previous lap, so he's almost got the pace, he just can't quite finish the moves. Back at the front, look at this, back on again, and Noonan's come back at Bilson because they've got 2 to go now. Oh, sorry, last lap.
Yeah, it looks like Bilson's been practicing running down low, which has allowed Noonan to come back at him. Who's going to win the drag race to the line? Oh, that was close. Riley Bilson and Kobe Noonan separated by a mere 0.006 of a second at the end.
How good is that? Great to see.
That's awesome.
Great battle in the end, and I'm sure they'll be happy with how that's played out.
Yeah, that is magnificent stuff. That was a highly entertaining consolation race, and because there's only one of them, no C and B mains here today, we'll be able to move on to the grid draw very quickly now. But yeah, what a gap that was for the lead. Vickers and Ryan will join everyone else in the feature. Unfortunately, we say goodbye to Nash Granger, Rob Crawley, Daniel Nicol, Tristo Yellen, Trent Gosley, and Travis Parrott, with also 2 more cars in the form of Daniel Boyd and Corey Borden not making it to the finish. Gosley was able to get to the finish, but ultimately stayed in 9th place. So now it is time, Jay, to summon our friend the Spinny Wheel. we have to decide the top 8 positions by random draw for the feature. And the first one to join us is going to be Tim Ryan. Obviously, you'd be hoping for first, Tim, but is there anything about the way the track's progressed that makes you favour another position?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I think 8th will be good tonight. Had a lot of practice the last few weeks. Passing cars been terrible, so yeah, hopefully it's 8th.
All right, well, we will see where the spinning wheel ends up. It's not going to be first. It's going to be 8th.
Oh, you ripper, this thing just always looks after me. Thanks, boys.
Thank you very much for joining us, Tim. The spinning wheel has ears, and it's listening to you. Next up is championship leader Ethan Winter. Well, you'll start no lower than 7th if the grid draw favours you here.
That's nice. Yeah.
All right, let's flick the switch and get it going here. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, or 7th. Which one is it going to be? It's going to be P1, Ethan Winter. You have pole position for round 12.
I'm very lucky. I need to
Again.
Stay out of trouble. Yeah, again, ready. Stay out of trouble here and bring home a top 5 finish, hopefully.
Yeah, indeed. Well, congratulations to Ethan Winter, who has secured pole position through the power of pure chance. Next up is Darcy Wilson. So, first and 8th have been taken, so you've got a high choice of positions here. And as the spinning wheel slows down, it looks like you just missed out on 3rd.
Shafted. That'll be right. We'll be right.
Yeah, you will. 6th place isn't too bad. 6th place for Darcy Wilson. Next up is Harry Stewart. So, you basically got the choice of a top 5 position or 7th. Which would you prefer?
Well, if I start further up, the further I can go backwards, realistically. So, it doesn't really matter, I don't think.
That's a fair point. Very, very fair point indeed from Harry Stewart as we find out where he's going to sit. And it's going to be 7th.
Oh, well.
Oh, you won't be able to slide back too far from there, Harry. Thank you very much for joining us. Next up is going to be Sean Stevens in the number 26. This is pretty tense, Sean. You could be looking at a front row start here if things fall your way.
Let's hope.
All right, only 4 choices, and keep an eye on that red segment of the spinning wheel as it slows down. It's going to be 3rd. 2nd row start, but still, that's really good.
Absolutely. Can you get up the front? It's been a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Always love seeing you up there, Sean. Next up is going to be Nathan Vanderwacker. Only got 3 positions left to decide. Could be a front row for you, Nathan, or 4th or 5th. Let's see which one it's going to be. It's going to... Oh, that is difficult to tell, but I think it's on the side of 4th.
I think, yeah, 4. I'll say 4.
Yeah, we'll take that outside row. There we go.
Yeah, definitely. Outside looks to be very even here today. Well, now joining us is Bradley Oldfield. Your choices are 2nd or 5th.
Well, I'd like the 2nd, but I get a feeling I'm taking the 5 here.
Oh, it's a 50-50 chance. We'll see which way it falls for you. Oh, just missing out on 2nd.
Kidding. Called
Oh.
it.
Now Joel's off the front.
That's
Yeah.
like a 16th of the segment of the spinning wheel. My goodness,
I don't
that's
know. Either way, you should send Joel to the back.
Yeah,
Joel, congratulations, front row start for you.
Oh, well, that's great. Now I can only go backwards, can't I?
That's what Harry Stewart said.
Yeah, no, look, it's probably going to happen. But we'll see what happens. Maybe we can pull something out of nowhere and be good again, or I don't know.
Well, you've raced pretty well so far tonight, so let's see if the feature smiles on you as well.
What do you mean? The 11 car ripped me vinyl off.
Well, yeah, it could have been worse. You could have been on your roof.
Oh, that might happen here. We'll see.
Yeah, we shall see indeed. Joel Berkeley there with us there, starting on the front row with Ethan Winter for round 12 of the Oceanic Dirt Sim Events Australian Sprint Car Championship. The Ohio Open is turning into quite the event here, Jay. It's been as exciting as it's always been throughout the heats and the consolation, but 40 laps on the cards for the feature. We're going to be seeing some mad action.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very action-packed for sure. It's going to be interesting to watch and see how it does play out. And we're getting ready to get straight into the action as well.
Yep, indeed we will. We'll be moving through into the race session very shortly indeed. And having a look at the way the track's evolved, man, it's going to be tough for drivers up top on entry. They're going to have to dial the wings back a little bit, I'd imagine. I think largely it's going to be a battle of who can make the bottom work the best.
It's going to be a battle of who can survive the first 30 laps as much as anything else, I think. Survive the start, then plan your attack to go hard later on in the stint. We get ready to get underway.
All right, and the grid will be as follows. Of course, Ethan Winter starting on pole position for this one. The top 8 positions will not be reflective here of how they're actually going to be starting, of course. But Cameron De Bruin is going to start in 9th place alongside John Schultz. Zach Rattray-White and Bailey Leeson will start in 11th and 12th. Behind them, we have Jaden Russell starting alongside Brady Baldwin. Synergy Sim Racing trio for 13th, 14th and 15th. Brenton Hobson there starting alongside Aston Hurley. And then the 2 Vortex cars of Riley Bilson and Kobe Noonan on the 9th row of the grid. 20 cars rounded out by Kobe Noonan sorry, I think I'm looking at the wrong thing here.
Hayden Vickers and Nick Ryan. How's that sound?
Hayden Vickers and Nick Ryan. Yes, indeed. I was looking one row up on my grid graphic for some reason. I should have just paid attention to the production feed as per usual, but as the top 8 reorganize themselves, we shall see who gets the best run off the line. I would expect that Ethan Winter will be favoured starting low. It seems like the leader on the inside has gotten the best of runs so far, but have a look at how worn the track is up top there. Yeah, I feel like drivers are going to be getting to the bottom pretty quickly.
Saying that though, through 3 and 4, the track looks a lot more worn on the inside. It looks a little bit more even spread throughout 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, the extreme inside right where the tyres are, also looks fairly worn too.
Yeah, this I honestly don't know how to pick this as the green flag flies and we get started here for the Ohio Open. And have a look at Sean Stevens. What an aggressive run there as Ethan Winter gets the best run off of turn 2. Sean Stevens makes contact with Joel Berkeley. He's desperate to try and hold on to a great spot here, but Bradley Oldfield has worked his way up. And look at him alongside Sean Stevens there. Fantastic stuff. They're almost going to go 4 wide here out of the 4th turn as Tim Ryan is steadily working his way up. He's trying his best to get involved in this fight, but he's still an 8th there in that deep blue car.
He's trying to make the extreme outside work where no cars have really gone at all, but not quite making it work. But there's a really interesting spread of lines, isn't there? That everyone's trying something different. None seem to be working all that well as Jaden Russell brings out the first caution.
That's a shame for the number 27. It looks like he's escaped damage, though, so should be all right from there. The question is, was there contact? And it looks like there was. He was tipped around by Cameron De Bruin in the number 13 coming into the turn. And I think Russell also might have clipped one of the tyres down low. No, actually he didn't. He managed to escape all of the damage there. You saw he got a poor run off the preceding turn and was fighting hard with De Bruin here. Got a better exit, but then De Bruin flung it up the inside, made contact with the left rear of Jaden Russell.
Yeah. Russell won't be too happy with how that's played out either, because that hurt his momentum. He was sitting right in the middle of the pack and now drops all the way to the back. No penalties have come in for that at this stage, so we'll see what race control decide, but it looks like they may say play on.
Yeah, looks like they might. It'll be interesting to see what kind of run Russell will be able to get from here. De Bruin remaining in 11th place for the time being as they form back up 2 wide on the way to the first restart of this race. We only made it 5 laps in before the first incident. Here goes Ethan Winter then, and Joel Berkeley will try his best to follow him as Van der Wacker's stuck up high, but stuck maybe. He's trying his best to make it move forward. Darcy Wilson holding on in the number 5 versus Sean Stevens, but at the moment early on, it's looking like the outside line is good. But you see how they're all now moving down more towards the middle of the track. Not many people, at least up the very front, want to run by the wall.
You almost feel like Joel Berkeley's being forced to go a lot lower than he'd like to as well. He looks like he's trying to open up the line a little bit every single lap. There's around in the back. That's Sean Stevens, who had a great run. Now is facing the wrong direction. Riley Bilson as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that car's stopped in the middle of the track.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what went on there. I've just gone back to check and, interesting. It looks like, I think Bilson's suspension might have had a number done on it by the wall. We'll see what happened to both of these cars. This is what happened to Stevens. Looks like, well, he was racing hard, but clipped the wall and then got tagged by Tim Ryan and got spun around. Meanwhile, for Bilson, he made a mistake all by himself, got up into the wall, and looking at his car after the spin, it didn't seem like the front suspension was all that good. Actually, more like the rear suspension was messed up a bit by this incident here. He was sent right into the wall there, and yeah, the right rear, I think, was screwed from that point.
Also saw there too, there was heavy contact between Nick Ryan and Hayden Vickers at the same time as well. So we're back under green flag conditions.
Oh no!
Who's that around in the background?
Oldfield, I think.
Oldfield, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, Zach Rattray White also stopped, and oh dear.
Too.
Oh no. Well, this isn't going to be very good, is it? Oldfield having to escape back to the pits, and well, we're still within the first 10 laps, so Oldfield might have been able to get a fast repair, but it looks like he ended up on his roof. I have no idea what happened to him there. Looks like he just tagged Darcy Wilson, and Oldfield was the car that got spun around right there, and he gets stopped and then cleaned up. Oh, wow.
Noonan was the one that came in late and cleaned up. Was it John Schultz, the other car involved in that one?
Yes, it was.
Wow.
That's a real shame.
And of course, back-to-back cautions now means we go this one as a single file.
Yes, there are that many cars here that they stretch more than a third of the way around the circuit here. So hopefully we get a green flag run that goes for more than a few laps. We're a mere quarter of the way into this race. Here we go. Ethan Winter gears up the start, and Joel Berkeley already on the attack, goes for the lead down low, but can he hold on to it? Winter has the momentum up high, but you see how slick the track is on the exits now of the turns as well. There's a bit of slick there in turns 3 and 4 as well that they'll have to contend with. The drivers will be desperately searching for grip wherever they can get it. But Ethan Winter, he needed a bit of time to get it geared up, but looks like he's got the exits sorted for now.
Hayden Vickers had a moment at the back of the field and has retired his car as well. But we race on as there's almost contact between Winter and Berkeley. This is so tight, and Van der Wacker's there ready to pounce. I actually feel like he backed off a little bit there just in case something happened.
Yeah, I think he's trying to keep his distance here because Berkeley and Winter are fighting each other hard for this lead, and you don't want to be the car that takes out the championship leader. Joel Berkeley still fighting his way through there as we saw a little bit of action further back. Sean Stevens and Riley Bilson trading places for 13th. John Schultz and Kobe Noonan fighting over 17th and 18th as well, all the way at the back of the grid. Man, this is, no matter where you look, there's some kind of action. Sean Stevens trying to get past Riley Bilson there, one of many drivers on a recovery, as it looks like Berkeley has secured the lead of the race now from Ethan Winter. only for a moment.
I don't think it's done for long, and there we go. And I don't think this will be done for long either. and again, Van der Wacker looks like he's just dropped back a little bit, just watching, waiting, and seeing what is going to happen. You also see there the two. Tim Ryan looks like he is doing the same. He's not fighting too hard, potentially saving some tyre left for the end of the race too.
Yeah, he's riding the wall a little bit and not sliding as much on the way into the corners. He's keeping it nice and smooth through the turns as well. It's been an impressive run up here from Ryan. Remember, he started in 8th and it looked like he wasn't going anywhere right at the start of the race, but he's taken advantage and moved his way up to 4th. Could be looking at a podium here as Winter goes back up the inside of Berkeley. Will he hold the momentum on the exit? Berkeley just squeezes back through on the inside into turn 3. Here's Van der Wacker's chance. He's going to take it. And up the inside of Winter, who gives him room. But he's not able to hold on to the pace, is Van der Wacker, at least for the moment. Pushes him wide. Berkeley's going to have nowhere to go. But to the inside, he's going to squeeze it, hit the tyres, and into the wall for Joel Berkeley. And that's cleaned up Tim Ryan as well.
See that front left-hand wheel is destroyed from Joel Berkeley after hitting that tyre. It just destroyed the front of the car. He had nowhere to go but to drive up the track, and unfortunately Tim Ryan was collected. I think when Tim sees that back, he realised that he didn't really have anything he could do.
Yeah, well, I said it, didn't I, at the start of the broadcast. Those tyres on the inside of the turns here at Limerland, you cannot afford to hit them at speed. Otherwise, you'll break a suspension arm and your steering arm as well. In the case of Joel Berkeley, you'll see exactly how it happened here. He saw his chance to move up the inside, but he just didn't get his trajectory right. And at that point, the steering arm had been broken. As you see, Tim Ryan, he wouldn't have seen Berkeley coming there.
And Berkeley had no control of the car either, so
no,
just an unfortunate situation for Tim Ryan. And Berkeley feel pretty guilty, but in the same breath, once he's hit the tyre, he can't do anything. He's a passenger himself.
Exactly. He would have tried desperately to get it turned, but the car just would not respond. Well, we've managed to make it past the halfway point in this race, and we've had 3 cautions so far. That was a good green flag run. Let's hope for another one as Ethan Winter leads them away again. Van der Wacker finds himself in 2nd. Harry Stewart now up to 3rd. Darcy Wilson looking at a podium position. Tim Ryan is still in the race, but he's down in 16th place at the moment. Will he be able to fight his way back up with presumably a fairly damaged car from that contact with Joel Berkeley, as Van der Wacker is wasting no time in that red number 88 trying to stake his claim for the lead. Harry Stewart will be right there too. What a battle this is. Both Van der Wacker and Winter up high and switching low, taking advantage of the momentum. Just enough room given by Harry Stewart. And look, Brady Baldwin's going to get involved in this as well.
Yeah, he's side by side there with Darcy Wilson, but the front 3 all so tight. Winter breaks a little bit of a gap now, and Van der Wacker and Stewart go at it. They're back to as they were when they started this restart. But it feels like so much has happened in these couple of laps. Here comes Stewart again with the dive. Tries it. Doesn't get it to work. Coming back again comes Van der Wacker. Oh, Stewart gets it done this time.
Oh, he does. Van der Wacker just slithering up the racetrack there. Looks like he's having trouble keeping the rear end under him as the track wears in. And oh no! Brady Baldwin makes contact with Nathan Van der Wacker. And that will be the number 88. Falling down the order. How damaged is he from that, I wonder?
Huge for the race, isn't it? Brady's actually taken fold as well. He's just put in the race control chat, that was on me. He's already taken blame for that incident. Good to see. He'll get a black flag, and straight away it's come through. Race control didn't have to work too hard for that decision. And just looking to, while we're watching the replay, I don't know if you saw Reese. Van der Wacker, is he having a bit of trouble here with his car? Are you just trying to work out how much damage there is here? He's just working that out.
Yeah, Yeah, the only real way you can tell is by accelerating a little bit and seeing how the car responds when you're in a left-hand slide, because that's basically how you drive these cars the whole way around the track. Well, it looks like Van der Wacker's happy with his car's state at the moment. He's back with Tim Ryan and Brady Baldwin now, who goes to the end of the line, and the face of the top three has changed once more as we get back to green flag racing. Good traction for Harry Stewart down low, but a little bit too much speed there, and he's going to lose out once again to Ethan Winter. Darcy Wilson is now the man looking in from the outside at a potential top two, but he's got Bilson, Hobson and Leeson right with him too. Bilson's up 13 places, Hobson is up 10. It's been a great run from those two.
Yeah, Cam de Bruin as well. He was in the B main, finished third in the B main. He's up inside the top 10 now, up into 9th. So he's had a great run as well. But yeah, Bilson, Hobson also having great nights. Aston Hurley also having a good one. But the battle for the lead is still on. But that battle for third and fourth, right back to 6th. That is very, very tight as there's contact between Leeson and Hobson, and also around at the back.
Oh no.
Sean Stevens has turned into a wingless.
Yep, you can't drive that car like that, unfortunately. This isn't a wingless sprint car championship, and, well, you can tell exactly what Stevens thinks of that. We'll have to double-check what went on for him there as we see the replay, and Stevens just slow on the exit, and Hurley collected him.
And as we said, too, at the same time as that happened, Bailey Leeson had something go on as well. He's actually lost all of the positions as well, so pick that up as well. Actually see for Leeson, so he comes in hot. Caution's flown right there. Makes contact just as the caution flew.
Yeah, so the question is, yeah, it doesn't look like he's been allowed to keep that, unfortunately. As looks like
Hurley's been given a penalty.
Yep,
and a line penalty for that contact.
Yeah, race control extending the caution to get that done. So we'll be one more lap until green flag once again. Interesting to see that Harry Stewart managed to take the lead from Ethan Winter just before the caution came out. So he will start the race again on third in first place with a mere 9 laps to go. This is going to be a very interesting end to this race.
Will be. It'll be 8 to go when we get the green flag. Not much racing left in this one. And I don't know who's best place here. It's going to be a very exciting finish.
Yeah, look at them all guarding the inside. They don't want anyone trying to send a slide job. Up top, Riley Bilson trying to make it work here. And as they are now up to speed, they all switch to the high line. Lap 34 begins, and Harry Stewart is still holding on to the inside. But have a look at Darcy Wilson and Ethan Winter, to say nothing of Riley Bilson, who's looking at a podium here. Hobson is side by side with De Bruin, who's made his way up to 6th. And Bilson, Wilson, and Winter will make contact, and Ethan Winter will get it recovered, but Riley Bilson spins in the midst of that contact, and the caution has come back out. Bilson is out of the race. I was singing his praises there, and I think I might have cursed him.
We've done that a lot tonight, haven't we? We've cursed a few people throughout the night. Anyone that says the commentator's curse isn't a real thing, we have proven it to be fact.
Indeed. Yeah, oh, just unfortunate here. So Bilson kicks the rear end out on the exit here just as Winter's coming up alongside him, and they bang wheels. That contact does send Bilson around. He couldn't get the car properly recovered in time. Great car control from Ethan Winter to keep his car on the straight and narrow, but he might have some damage that he'll be carrying to the end of the race now.
Lots of damaged cars throughout the field. You'd think that Brady Baldwin, Tim Ryan, Nathan Van der Wacker all have damage as well. Bailey Leeson probably has a little bit from his issues as well. So there are a few cars that are damaged throughout, but there's a few cars that are just holding on as well. We've got 4 cars that are continuing on that had to come in and use their fast repair in those early laps. 5 to go now.
Yep, and Harry Stewart will lead them across the line. Darcy Wilson still trying to vault himself up further, but Ethan Winter is wise to it. Keep an eye out for Brenton Hobson. He might be looking at a podium finish here if he plays his cards right. Cameron De Bruin right up there as well. Gets up the inside of Hobson. Now Ethan Winter is in trouble because Darcy Wilson has got the high line and he's got plenty of pace indeed, but Winter parks it on the exit there, forces Wilson to take an alternative line. Hobson is still holding off Cameron De Bruin, and this is all allowing Harry Stewart to skip away as we have 2 laps to go here at Limerland. Winter has now lost second place to Darcy Wilson. Look at this fight, though. Oh, no. Kobe Noonan spun around, but we stay green. It's the final lap of the race now for Harry Stewart. Darcy Wilson and Ethan Winter still have to sort themselves out, but the number 11 rising above it all, and he's going to take victory at Limerland.
What a race. That had absolutely everything. Hobson holds on for 4th. Wilson Winter 2nd and 3rd in the end. Nick Ryan in 5th. Zach Rattray White in 6th. Wow, that had absolutely everything. And I don't think we've got to ask for much more. What a drama-filled night.
That was magnificent. Fantastic stuff. Welcome back, Dirt, once again. Yeah, it's like you never left, and we never want you to leave. I'm sure Harry Stewart will be happy with that result, and, well, Darcy Wilson congratulating him in his own way. Really good job from Wilson there to get into 2nd place. And how about Hobbo in 4th?
I have to go through the stats, but that's definitely one of Hobbo's best finishes in the series. He has got a podium or 2 before, but it's been a long time between them, so he'll be very, very ecstatic with that result. But here is the unofficial results. I'm sure there's still a little bit for race control to review after that one.
Oh yeah, plenty of incidents all throughout the field, but this is your top 10. It's Stewart, Wilson and Winter, your podium. Winter should keep the championship lead thanks to that, but Harry Stewart making up a little bit of ground, especially on Tim Ryan, who ended up finishing in 11th place. Brenton Hobson and Nick Ryan, most positions gained in the field at 11 and 15 respectively. Shout out to Nick Ryan in the number 7. What a fantastic run. Zach Rattray White up 5 spots, with Brady Baldwin finishing in 7th ahead of Schultz, Leeson and Noonan. Great result for John Schultz as well. Nice to see grabbing a top 10 out of that one.
He'll be pretty happy to get back to the top 10 in the end, but the rest of the field, Ryan gets back up into 11th, Vanderwacker in 12th, De Bruin in 13th, the last of the finishers, then Bilson, Hurley, Stevens, Berkeley, Russell, Vickers and Oldfield. What a story of woe for those guys, but what a race it was at the front. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. The First Take Photography Ohio Open has certainly been a magnificent night of racing. And the man who crossed the line in first is with us now, Harry Stewart in the number 11. That was a pretty tough one, Harry. You really had to work for that.
Yeah, no, that was way better than I thought it was going to go. I didn't really have any high hopes at all going into it, but no, it was good. I ran the bottom at the start of the race and knew I had a good car, and then kind of got swallowed up for a bit, and then Tim got around me. I was sitting in 6th and everyone was driving away from me on the top, and I just kind of sucked and actually used my brain for once and thought about what I was doing instead of just going in there and just not thinking about it, and kind of figured it out. And Joel ate a tyre on the infield and broke and got Tim out of the way, and then had a bit of a race with Ethan and Nathan, and yeah, just somehow made it to the front.
Yeah, it seemed like you had a revolving door of challenges there for victory after you got yourself into the lead. I guess it's just a characteristic of Limerland. Very tough track, wide, but there's plenty that can go wrong around here.
Yeah, it's definitely probably the race is really unique compared to all the other joints being so wide and small and flat on the bottom, then super banked on the top. So yeah, definitely race is good when everyone sort of gives each other room like they were tonight, except for when Joel ate a tyre. And yeah, I think when I was watching, when I was in 6 or whatever, I could see them 3 wide and sliding each other for the lead with Joel and Nathan and Ethan. So hopefully it's good to watch, and yeah, see wherever next week is. Go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very fun indeed. Well, Harry, congratulations on the feature win. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, just can't thank Bradley and Joel enough for after their races were finished for sticking around and helping me and Darcy just sort everything out and figure out where the best place to run was. So really appreciate that. Everyone on the car, Titan Garages and Carports, Toowoomba Mobile Welding, 87 Creative, Craig's Tyres, Penske's by Cash, Trax Tire and Auto, yourself for broadcasting, or the whole team at SimSpeed for broadcasting, and the whole ODSE admin team for putting this league on each week, or every second week.
Harry Stewart there in the winner's box at Limaland. Next up, a brilliant second place finish for Darcy Wilson in the number 5. Congratulations, Darcy. What a titanic battle that was with Ethan Winter for that second place in the end.
Yeah, that was it was actually a rip of a race to watch in front between Joel and Nathan and Harry towards the end there, and Brady coming to the mix, and yeah, it was actually just a really good race. Track put on really good racing, and yeah, me and Ethan had a good race towards the end there, before that last restart and after it. So no, I was pretty happy just to have some fun.
Did you feel any trepidation at all racing side by side and wheel to wheel with the championship leader?
Nah, I know he was going to race me clean, and he did exactly that. So no, I had no fault. I was actually happy to be keeping up with him, let alone finish in front of him.
Excellent stuff, and this will certainly help you in the championship points brackets, because with poor finishes for the likes of Van der Wacker and Tim Ryan, that'll be some extra points for you to gain. You were only separated from Brady Baldwin by a single point with the 2 drop rounds applied, so potential championship top 5 up for grabs as the season inevitably comes to a close soon.
Yeah, we seem to be pretty consistent at the moment. Just running my own race and try to be there in the end, and it's been working really well. So yeah, hopefully we can get a top 5 for the series.
Excellent stuff. Is there anyone you want to shout out before we let you go, Darcy?
Yeah, just all the boys in Discord for just always a fun night. All the sponsors on the car: Australian Racing Products, 6 Ballarat, 87 Creative, Penske Shocks by Cash. Yourself for putting on a great live stream, and Braggy for a good league, and yeah, just everyone else.
Darcy Wilson there finishing second in the end at Limaland, and third place was our championship leader, Ethan Winter. Man, that was a very tough one, Ethan. Looked like all of the chaos was happening up the front tonight.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that came and went in that race. I just had to settle there at the end for third. Obviously with Tim crashing out, that's another big points gain for us tonight.
Yeah, and a points gain, being able to get a good finish was the important part, because you want to hold on to that championship advantage.
Yep, absolutely. Like I said, I think 3 weeks ago, it potentially could be a good race, and tonight proved that it was a good race without the cautions, obviously. But I mean, there was multiple grooves, people came and went, and you couldn't ask for more, to be honest, from Limaland.
Yeah, indeed you couldn't. Well, big congratulations to you, Ethan. You have anyone to thank?
Yeah, obviously thank the usual guys, Colin, Joey, Lockie, Cole, all the Vortex guys in Discord, Brady and Brad stepping in tonight, Race Control and Damon, and obviously SimSpeed putting it on, my sponsors, and first of all, First Take Photography, Josh Barry, for sponsoring the event. And my sponsors, Bocas Build Sprint, District 23 Suspension and Engineering, Pace Graphics, Joey Lindgren Photography, and that's all.
Brilliant stuff, Ethan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Ethan Winter there, getting it done in third place tonight. And yes, indeed, First Take Photography, the sponsor of this event, run by ODSE driver Josh Barry, does wedding photography and videography, among many other things. So make sure to check out First Take Photography if you have need for photography services. The next round of the championship, Jay, we are going to Knoxville. Yes, please.
Oh, this is going to be so good. Bring it on next week.
Really love that. Knoxville is certainly the
Rex.
home of sprint car racing for a reason.
I was talking on the stream and forgot that I muted myself in here as well so that you couldn't hear me, but the stream could hear me saying how excited I am about being here as well. So bring it on next week. It's going to be a fun night of racing once again. Bring it on. This is going to be another great night. It's going to be a real championship consolidation night too, I feel.
Yeah, indeed. We're starting to get into the meaty end of this season, and it'll certainly switch things around, especially behind Ethan Winter. And Ethan will certainly be hoping he'll be able to keep up his run of great finishes. Will Darcy Wilson be able to get more good finishes? Will Brenton Hobson finally be able to get onto the podium? We'll have to wait and see next week, 8th of August from 8:15 Australian Eastern, the Loose Operations ODSE Knoxville Nationals. Be there or be square. There is no such thing as square in dirt oval racing. Thanks very much for joining us, everybody. Whatever platform you're coming from, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or Kick, we send our thanks to you, and also to First Take Photography, Josh Barry's business. Really appreciate you coming on board as the title sponsor of the Ohio Open here, round 12 of the ODSE Australian Sprintcar Championships for 2024. I'm Reese Gardner, Jay Kennedy with me in the comms box. We're SimSpeed TV, and we'll see you next time.